There we go. All right. Shabbat Shalom, y'all. We are going to be continuing with our study in Colossians 3 and 4, but we're going to revisit Colossians 2 and kind of mesh all that together before we move on to Colossians 3. Okay, Terry, what did you want to look at here?
It was this 14, verse 14, having blotted out the certificate of debt against us by the dogmas which stood against us, and he has taken it out of the way, having nailed it to the stake. So just this certificate of debt, some translations say handwriting. It's like a handwriting.
Y'all, I'm going to get a mosquito coil over here for my sister because I see her slapping on something. I'll be right back.
That's a good sister.
Right?
Oh dear, yes. Getting used to the tropics. And this is why winter and snow is a wonderful thing, because there are no mosquitoes. They're just gone. Even the flies are gone for a little while. Yeah.
Even in the city, because on the farm is where the flies and the mosquitoes are most found.
Mm.
Bonnie, where was it? I could turn off my water cooler sound. It's still coming.
In Discord, in Discord, where your name is. So if you've got Discord open, down the bottom left, you've got a little microphone button, a little headphone button, and a little cog. Can you see that?
Yeah, it's a cog.
Yeah. So the far left one, the little microphone button, just click on that till there's a red line through it.
Got it.
And then that'll mute your notifications.
Good. I always wondered how to do that.
Now you know.
Now let's get back to Zoom. In your translation, Bonnie, of in this Colossians, do you have yours is identical to my eSword, which is again different than this Roth translation.
Yeah.
But if you look in chapter 2, verse 14.
Okay, let me get the
in your Aramaic.
Yeah, I'm just having a look. Colossians 2:14. It was this picture, I think. Open 2:14. Yep. Can I share screen, Darla?
Yes, let's do that.
Okay. So just will I share the picture of what the book is so that people can see?
Sure.
What we're looking at, or will I just hold it up while I'm talking so that you can see?
Yeah, if you hold it real still, of course, but then you can talk.
My lovely friend Chris shared with me, and it's this book here. It's like a blue wax cover, and it's just called the Aramaic English Interlinear, and it's by Lulu Publishing, and written by Glenn David Bauscher, Bauscher. That's what I'm looking at. And we just everything we've looked at, guys, it's just been astounding, hasn't it? It's just been like, what? That's amazing.
Bonnie, is there ordering information for that translation that you can description later?
Any what, sorry?
Ordering information, a link.
I haven't looked. And I will go back to Chris and ask for where'd you get it? Where'd you get it?
Right.
Yeah.
There's a link for people to purchase. That would be great.
Yeah. So this was the screen on Colossians 2 that we all went, oh wow.
Okay, so there's
and we're talking about 13. There's 13 there, and 14 and 15. and
Yes.
just this, by his essential self
Yeah.
was
That's
the term that we just went, oh wow. And all this bits down here as well, and the notes underneath. If you can get notes on things, it's just fantastic. So this word knoma, kuf nun wa mem hey, is yeah. Where did we see it? Somewhere there. It was like
Numa, as like Numa,
yeah,
like
you're looking at the
rock,
Greek.
like
We had a
rock.
talk, didn't we? Like the Greek is pneuma, as in pneumatics,
Mhm.
as in ruach driven, wind driven.
Mhm.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay,
But
so
that's
if
not
we
the
go
word
back up
there,
to
I think. I don't see
No,
pneuma
it
there.
was in John. It was earlier in the book. Here we go. This is the yep. I now got to undo my annotations. So this is just the publisher page for anyone that wants to go buy this book. 2006 and redone in 2009. And we were looking at
that's
we
the
were,
third edition in 2009.
yeah,
Yeah.
we were looking
Okay.
at John, because we look at, in the beginning we there was a prompting there, and we ended up looking at John chapter 1 as well, and it gave us some other things. Get rid of annotate now, get rid of you. Here we go. So the Gospel of John. So again, looking, because we were looking for our favorite word, weren't we? And with this John chapter 1, I don't know, is it maybe a little bit blurry, my photo there, but the source, see if I can get the mouse so I can show you where I'm looking at. Okay, can you see my mouse?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he is the source of the universe. I mean, we're looking for Miltho. Here's, hang on,
There it is. Yeah.
annotate, yeah.
So
I'm
they're
looking for
saying he's saying
Miltho.
Rashith. Rashith is the source there,
Translated the word.
but they're saying Rashith is
So, well, you've got Bereshith.
yes.
It must refer to a timeless state or event otherwise known as eternity. The word is eternal, having been in eternity apart from time, space and matter. The existence of Miltha, translated the word, is independent of all time, space and matter, and is not only the source, but he is the source of the universe, which is comprised of time, space, and matter. The Apostle Paul later refers to the Messiah as Rashith. Okay, so there you go, Rashith, the source. And John writes in Revelation 3 that he is Sharuyah, that's an I, de Beratha. And I went looking for that term so that I could do a code on it, because it's just like sounds amazing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The origin of creation. So just that's like, wow. And this is just breaking down John 1:1.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. That term, his essential self, seems to just dovetail so much into
there you go.
Milka.
So there's Rashith there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's
This one existing was at the origin with Eloha. Yeah. This one himself was at the origin with Elohim. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we went there, and then look, there's a clue there for Revelations 3. We had to poke around Revelations 3 as well, and it was like, oh my goodness. It was just the revelations just kept coming, didn't they?
What was Revelation 3? I don't remember.
Yep. Okay, here it is.
I can look it up
Yep,
really quickly in my
here it is.
there.
So we're going to go and have a look at the ISR again, just for clarity of, or continuity of what we generally look at. So we had a look around in Revelation chapter 3, you know, forget about the Greek. This is so much better than the Greek, but you've got to read from right to left, and you've got to sometimes transpose words around depending on what's the law on that with the language, Darla. If it's a
Verb.
is it a verb? It comes before or after the usual sort of order of it. What's the syntax law on it?
I don't quite recall, but I think we could look at, like, for instance, Bereshit, bara, et Elohim. So created Elohim. It's like backwards, I believe, from our English.
Yeah,
You
we
can
would
figure
say
it
that
out.
Elohim
Sometimes-
created blah blah blah, but
Yeah, we would say in the
but-
beginning Elohim created, but there it is in the beginning or at the origin, for instance,
yeah.
created Elohim.
There is a bit of a word here in the Gospel of John about the order of things, and it shows here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12, 13, 14, 15. What is
I think it's interesting also, Bereshit, we're used to hearing in the beginning, right? But it's in the origin. That's a little bit different
Yeah,
perspective,
I love that.
focus. Yeah.
That has a perspective of the Aleph and Ta.
Yeah.
Aleph Ta is more
So
origin.
yeah, in the origin. Look at this down here. In the origin, the word had been existing, and that word had been existing with Elohim, and that word was himself Elohim. That is a very literal translation and is still quite readable. Yeah. Yep. Going back to Genesis 1:1. Yep. So,
Oh, look
lots,
at that note
lots.
there at B. It's in your first line, right under your boldface type, right
Yeah.
where you were. It says Bereshit cannot refer to in the beginning in the sense of time, as time did not exist in the beginning any more than the sun existed in the beginning. This term can also refer to the head, found, origin, or source. We cannot accurately say Elohim created the universe in the beginning of time. Time is part of creation as well as matter. Therefore, Bereshit here in John and in Genesis 1:1 must refer to a timeless state
Timeless.
or event, otherwise known as eternity.
Beautiful. Yeah, there's just so much to just chew on in here for
Yeah,
those of us that have been round and round the Bible studies. It's like, have a look at this.
Right, right.
It's just,
Chew on these
it's
nuggets.
just, yeah. Anyway, so
To
that's
me, just having been studying about the Aleph and the Ta, it just goes back to that's the source, the origin. It was there with the Father. It was the Father. It always was, always will be. It's just always there. It was there in creation. It's still there. And then Miltha, really, we can't translate it. It says it's
Yeah.
not translatable.
So
So that's pretty cool to have a word that's not translatable.
there is in some of the Jewish writings, they have the story of creation that begins with each of the letters coming up to Yahuwah and saying, let me be the beginning of the Torah. And he goes, it starts with Ta and it works all the way backwards to Aleph. And then Bet was the one that was decided upon. And Yahuwah, each letter would present itself and say, let me do it. Let me do it. And he'd say, no, you're too strong. Can't let you do it. They won't make it. So Bet.
So chose the bet. Yeah. Because the Aleph is given, that the source is there.
and
Yeah.
Aleph is silence.
Aleph is the silent source that's there doing the creating. Yeah. Very cool. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, in Colossians, I was just the translation that said handwriting, that handwritten bill, that's what grabbed me. I wanted to just get some more understanding about that.
Are you going to
That
the
was-
Peshitta now, or do you want me to pull?
I can. I'll go back to where I was, where we first saw this, and
Darla, are you
See.
going to do Bible Hub or do you want me to do Bible Hub? Because like I'm not going to be able to hang around
Yeah, I know. I'll do
the
it.
whole session. Okay, cool. I've got those Aramaic interlinear pictures there if you want to look at them, and they're in our chat as well.
Are you leaving, Bonnie?
And not just yet.
Okay.
I've got another hour or
Okay.
an hour and a half.
Oh, Teza came in
Okay,
too. Shabbat Shalom, Teza.
Hey,
Yeah,
Tessa.
Teza, Shabbat Shalom.
I remember
Um,
the theme.
can you see my screen?
Not yet.
You can't?
Not
Shabbat
yet.
Shalom, everybody.
Hey, sister.
Can't see it. I'm sharing screen.
No, you're
Oh,
not.
Unshare and
Let's
share
see.
again, if possible.
There we
Now-
go.
now it's coming up. There we go.
Okay. And now let's get in here.
Installation failed. What are you trying to do? Zoom
This
update.
sword is already running.
Yeah.
Where is it going?
It's funny, isn't it? Computer's running and they're stationary objects.
I thought verse
These swords
13 was
slow.
reading 14, and I'm looking at 13 going into it. And it says, and you being dead in your trespasses and the uncircumcision of your flesh, he has made alive together with him, having forgiven you for having forgiven you all trespasses, having blotted out the
Yeah.
handwriting against us by the dogmas. That was interesting as well, which stood
Yeah.
against
Mm.
us, and he has taken it out of the way, having nailed it to the stake.
I wonder what the dogma is. What does that mean?
Yeah,
What does
what
that
does
mean?
that mean? Having blotted out the handwriting against us
I
by the
don't-
dogmas.
Yeah, having blood, and he has blotted out by his authority the bill.
Yeah, so that could be translated as dogmas then. Can you click on
the
that one?
bill.
Yeah, let's have a
Yeah.
look at it. Down lower.
Shinkat Rush. The bill.
Shatar.
The beer. Shatar.
It's almost Satan,
And
isn't
so
it?
see, yeah, I've seen this translation before, handwriting. I don't know. I've just got a picture of, that we each have a book, an account, an actual accounting, a handwritten accounting of our book, book that will be presented before him. So this handwriting translation of this, he's blotted it out by his authority. He's blotted it out like ink blots. He's blotted out the handwriting, the bill, what we owe of our debts, that which was averse to us. And he took it from the midst. I think that's interesting too, from the midst. And he nailed it on the cross by putting off his body. He stripped the principalities and the powers and shamed them openly by his essential self. I mean, I just have to say, I think that could be the most powerful scripture I know.
It's brilliant.
It could. I mean, he shamed them openly by nailing my sin on his stake. It's like, this is so personal. Like, he took out the hammer and did it himself on my sin, and that he blotted it out by his authority. Anyway, that was interesting to me, y'all.
Can you imagine? It's like they're nailing his hands to the cross, but he's holding. It's like what you really. I got it in my hand. I'm holding it. I'm holding
Yeah.
their sin. So you really think you're putting me to death, but what I'm doing is I am putting their sin on the cross.
Yeah.
What a magnificent plan, hey?
I mean, it's almost like he's nailing in the nails himself.
Exactly.
While he's holding it on his stake. Okay, so the midst, he took it from the midst. So he took it from all around them. He took it from.
And remember, it was verse chapter 1, we had in him all things consist, all things hold together. So he held our sin on the cross. or the
Yeah.
execution stake, whichever translation it is you want to look at.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, wow, I just love
Yeah.
that. I love that word there, and he nailed it.
I know. And
Workaway.
he
It's just like,
stripped. He
Wait, before
stripped.
you go off of this, before you leave this page, before you leave this word, look at that
Mm.
word. It looks, first of all, it looks like miltha to me, slightly
which
like
one?
miltha,
Milka.
and it also
Which
looks like matzah to me. And this is a time that
Uh,
people were eating matzah.
Oh, the midst. Okay, it's 12308.
In
Mitzah.
the midst. Okay.
Yeah, matzah.
How do we
Yeah.
spell matzah? Is it with an ion or an I? I
Um,
think it's with an ion, but we should check.
okay, we should check.
Well, there's
Hang
the
on, I've got
Ta
some in the cupboard.
Aleph.
Ugh.
Yeah, there's your
We have
Aleph
Ta
right there.
Aleph. So right here we've got covenant marker in there. In the midst. So wonder what that means.
I don't know, but it looks
Yeah.
to me like it's tying matzah to it, by the way.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you guys see that? This was on sale at the grocery store here, and I grabbed it. I'm like, yeah,
I
matzah,
love matzah. I love matzah.
matzah. So there's
Mem
no iron there.
Zadia Ta. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, Bonnie, how this has the covenant marker in it. It's Ta Aleph. Ta Aleph, which I've just been noticing something since I've been studying about this. Is sometimes it'll be Aleph Ta, and
So
sometimes
that's
it'll be
that
Ta
was
Aleph.
matzot. That's matzot. That's matzot. That's matzot. Plural.
Well, you mean how it's spelled?
Yeah.
Wata, right? Wata would make it.
Yeah. Memza Zadi Wata. So Metzos, it says Passover Metzos on there. Metzos.
In the
Oh, you're
midst.
reading your
Okay,
box.
how could that be related, y'all? How could unleavened?
Oh,
could that
okay. I
Well,
can look it
Terry,
up on
it's
Google
related
Translate.
because we start eating unleavened bread on Passover night.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Google Translate Israel. So
I
Matzah.
mean, these two verses, I am doing a code on this. So far, I've got several pieces of this in Torah.
It must be so Memzadi noon ayin is hidden.
Oh, Memzadi Aleph Hay is found, as in searching for you. So you want Memzadi Aleph.
Okay, so here's
Hang
the
on.
middle, meaning like in the middle of them, in the midst, in the middle.
Oh, I'm getting pictures now. Matzah with a capital M, and it's Memzadi Hay.
Memzadi hay is bread. Is the
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So Memzadi ayin in Klein's is spread, proposed, suggested, offered, was laid out, was spread out, was proposed.
I've got bedding. Memzadi Iron Hay is bedding, and I've got pictures of decor.
Well, that's what was happening. He was being
Spread out.
laid out, spread out, Darla. Exactly
Yeah.
what you found in Klein's was
Oh,
happening.
it also means to be in the middle. He was in the middle of the other two.
And he was in the middle.
He
Yep, and
placed in the middle.
Mems, yeah, our Redeemer, our what is it? Moshe did it. Aaron did it to stop the plagues. Like a judge, but the Redeemer sort of one.
It was Phineas.
Phineas too, yeah. So Memzadi Iron Towel is bedding still, and I'll put the Aleph on. We know that's a suffix in Aramaic. It actually says a bed sheet. Did you mean Memzadi Yod Iron Towel Aleph? Okay, what's that give me? Offering. Ooh.
That's true. That's true.
Ooh,
That's
okay. So
exactly
for those that don't know it, I'm in Google Translate Israel, just having a look at these letters and what they're sort of. So you put a yod in between the zadi and the iron, and you get offering. So you add the working hand. The yod is the working hand, and you get offering.
Yeah.
in the midst. Oh, the kinsman redeemer is what I'm thinking of in Ruth.
Oh, uh-huh.
Yeah, I was thinking if this is wondering what that's what you're
Yeah.
thinking. Go out.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, so from the Aramaic there into the Hebrew, the same letters, I'm getting a bed sheet. Taking off the aleph prefix, which we know is an Aramaic thing, you get bedding.
You know,
Okay. Also, show
proud.
more,
I want
show
to
more. Placed in the middle, average, center, divide into two. Lamed mem sadi iron. Ooh, that's divide into two. Place in the middle, average, center. Interesting. And he placed himself in the middle of all our things, and we were down there underneath the cross and saying crucify him,
And then he was physically, I mean, literally placed in the middle of the, two thieves. He's in the middle. He's in the midst. He is in the midst. And you know what? It said the Father looked down upon him. He was sin. He became sin. And it pleased the Father. Remember? Remember that verse? It pleased the Father. He became sin.
and which is why he was cut off, and he said, what was it? Father, why have you forsaken me?
Yeah.
Because he was cut off so that he could deal with our debt.
Cut off. Okay,
Yeah.
here's of our debts, that which was adverse to us. Look at that. And do you see anything interesting in that spelling? Adverse to us. Adverse to us, I guess that would just be contrary, adverse. It's just sin, it's just sin. Adverse to us. There is so much to break apart in this.
And this is just the
Yes.
recap of last week.
He's stripped. Just all of this. He's stripped and shamed. How did he shame Satan himself? How did he shame him? He shamed the principality. These are plural people, evil entities gathered here that he shamed openly.
By his essential self. Yeah.
By his essential self. So
Kanuma.
cool. So cool. He's shamed. So shamed.
But we know
That's
shamed in Hebrew is bush, isn't it? Betwa, sheen, I think. Has to be sheen. You got bet hay towel there.
so shamed. Were they really ashamed when they saw that? Were they ashamed of what they had done? Were they ashamed, or was this did this go all the way back to heaven and the fall? It says they were ashamed and shamed them. The powers and principalities were and shamed them openly. Openly to whom? Openly to him, obviously. I don't know. Fascinating scripture, though. Okay, I'm ready to move on, Darla, so we can get through Colossians today, if you are.
Okay, I just wanted to review also the matzah thing because we were talking about that.
Yeah.
So it says couch, bed, proposed, suggested, offered, to be in the middle, to spread on a couch. And then I went over to look at, matzah with a hay, it says to drain out, press out, squeeze out. And it also says unleavened bread. So I think
the wine press.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
His life was squeezed out.
Squeezed out. That's the wine press. Wow.
Yeah.
That's what we deserved,
And-
you know.
And the blood, yeah.
Yeah.
It's also unleavened bread. It's also strife and contention.
Strife, and contention.
Yeah.
Powerful word.
So you're looking
Power.
at mem zadi iron words, are you?
No, this time I was looking at Mimzadi hay.
Oh, okay.
Yep, we did matzah because it's also like Mitzrayim, which was Egypt, which sounds like misery.
Mhm.
And that was obviously
Mm,
so
yeah,
matzah.
that's right.
Mimzadi olive is to find, and Mimzadi is oppressor. Okay, so wherever there's an
Oppressor.
oppressor,
Okay, oppressor.
Who has got something hidden there with that Mimzadi. Mimzadi is to find, and it's also an oppressor. It says the original meaning for the definition to find, the original meaning of this base, Mimzadi Aleph, was to reach, to come upon, to find, literally to come upon. It's kind of like when we go into scripture study and we're searching for that meaning, that depth, that special connection that the Father would bring us today. He found, he came upon, met, encountered, he hit, it befell, happened, it was sufficient. Sufficient.
Yeah. We're talking
Sufficient.
about heading to the wilderness for a weekend for Sukkot, just to soak in his word, and the mountain encounters. So looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It also says he caused to find, he caused to come upon, he caused to meet, delivered up, he supplied with, furnished, he invented, and that is Mimzadi Aleph. All right. So we are ready.
He invented. I love it.
Yeah,
Mm.
that is awesome. So we're ready to go on to Colossians.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
You want me to share?
Let no one
We'll read it first, or you want to keep going into?
Oh no, I was just we talked about, the second part of this was let no one disqualify you. This is how we ended our study last week.
Okay.
So, okay, now you want the screen so you can read?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I relinquished it, did I?
No, I can still
Didn't?
see. Yep, there we
Yeah.
go.
Do you guys see my screen?
Oh yeah, so many boxes on on the desktop. You clean that up, girl.
Oh, right.
I need to clean mine up so bad.
All right. Colossians 3. If then you were raised with Messiah, seek the matters which are above, where Messiah is seated at the right hand of Elohim. Mind the matters above, not those on the earth. For you have died, and your high has been hidden with Messiah in Elohim. When the Messiah, who is our high, is manifested, then you also shall be manifested with him in esteem. Therefore, put to death your members which are on the earth, whoring, uncleanness, passion, evil desire, and greedy gain, which is idolatry. Because of these, the wrath of Elohim is coming upon the sons of disobedience, in which you also once walked with when you lived in them. But now also put off all these: displeasure, wrath, evil, blasphemy, filthy talk from your mouth. Do not lie to each other, since you have put off the old man with his practices, and have put on the new one, who is renewed in knowledge according to the likeness of him who created him, where there is not Greek and Yahudi, circumcised and uncircumcised, foreigner, Scythian, slave, free, but Messiah is all and in all. Therefore, as chosen ones of Elohim, Kodesh and beloved, put on compassion, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, patience, bearing with one another, and forgiving each other if anyone has a complaint against another. Indeed, as Messiah forgave you, so also should you. But above all these, put on love, which is a bond of perfection, And let the peace of Elohim rule in your hearts, to which indeed you were called in one body, and be filled with thanks. So important. Let the word of Messiah dwell in you richly, teaching and admonishing one another in all wisdom, singing with pleasure in your hearts to the Master in psalms and songs of praise and spiritual songs. And whatever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Master Yahushua, giving thanks to Elohim, the Father, through him. Wives, subject yourselves to your own husbands as is proper in the Master. Husbands, love your wives and do not be bitter toward them. Children, obey your parents in all, for this is well-pleasing to the Master. Fathers, do not provoke your children, lest they become discouraged. Servants, obey your masters according to the flesh in all respects, not with eye service as men pleasers, but in sincerity of heart, fearing Elohim. And whatever you do, do it heartily as to the Master and not to men, knowing that from the Master you shall receive the reward of the inheritance. It is the Master Messiah you serve. But he who does wrong shall be repaid for the wrong which he has done, and there is no partiality. Okay.
Wow. One thing stood out to me there was verse 11, but it's probably, we need to do, the Scythians were there. The Scythians were there in Yeshua's day. No, that's the Britons, isn't it?
I don't recall, but I do recall Stephen Collins saying that the Scythians were Hebrew.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Anyway, that stood out.
It's just like, things change so much in time. When I was young, and y'all too, we were called WASP, White Anglo-Saxon Protestants. And Anglo is English and Saxon is Isaac's sons. Yeah.
And British is people of the covenant.
Exactly. Yeah, and then Britain is covenant land. And like in Hawaii, we call it the land Aina, Aina. Is that
That's
not
just amazing,
beautiful?
isn't it?
It's so amazing.
It's so amazing that that's what
Yeah.
Britain means.
Yeah.
And nobody probably knows that. I'm sure Jan knows that, but man of the covenant.
And you can
That's just so
start
cool.
messing with what words mean when you change. So you could think about how does a square become a circle? Well, you take off the sharp edges and you kind of round them, and now you have something that's sort of like a squarish looking oval, and then you make it more oval, and then you just shorten two of the sides of that and make it a perfect circle. So you can assimilate language the same way. The word Aina in Hawaii is used, but if I start saying Brit Aina, every time I say Aina, if I say Brit Aina, that's covenant land. Nobody would necessarily know. It would be sort of like, wait, what is she saying? What is Brit Aina? Well, you're flying a British flag and you're calling it a Hawaiian flag. Like, start to put that together. Brit Aina. And I could mess with people's understanding of what, just by if it caught on, if people started calling it that, covenant land. Just there's so much power in the word.
Yeah.
The spoken word. Yeah.
I love that map. I was wondering where Colossia was. I read about it. It was not far from Ephesus.
You click on it.
So that's they thought that's, and look how close Laodicea is too. That's interesting, isn't it? And Philadelphia, look how close
Ooh,
they are.
wow, look at you bringing that up. It says Colossae is punishment. Wow.
Oh, Colossae is punishment. Punishment. They I think they went kind of Gnostic. That was part of the problem.
Ah,
But Ephesus, wasn't Ephesus where they had the Apollo, wasn't Apollo like humongous in the city of Ephesus or some god? They made all their money off of making these gods. Was that in Ephesus? Where, Paul went, oh, I see you have all these gods, you have all these temples, and then you've got one to the unknown God. Oh, did that happen in Ephesus? Anybody remember?
I think it's all around in the Turkey, modern day Turkey
Mhm,
area. All of those towns
mhm.
was my
Yeah.
understanding of it.
Yeah, Lycus River. I remember mentioning there's the Lycus River. I remember that. Laodicea, that's just so interesting. It's right by Colossae.
It says it stood at the head of a gorge where the two streams unite, and on the great highway traversing the country from Ephesus to the Euphrates Valley, 13 miles from Hierapolis and 10 from Laodicea. So very close.
Yeah, where's Ephesus though? Because Paul, I think he stayed in Ephesus like 3 years. So from what I understand, that's how Colossae heard the Besora through his when he was there in Ephesus.
Is it on this map? No.
That's Israel. It would be
Yeah.
in Turkey, Asia Minor.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought they were going to give us a whole like world Bible map there, but anyway.
It'd just be interesting to see where it is in relation to Ephesus, but it may not show it. That's okay.
So Ephesus.
Yeah, I think he was in Ephesus, I think like 3 years.
And Colossae map. Colossae. I didn't spell it right. Well, maybe we'll get, I wonder if we get it here. All right, we've got Ephesus is here, right on like close to the water. Colossae is way over here. Oh,
Yeah,
150
Ephesus, I think
miles.
Ephesus was like a humongous city, and they very rich city, and they had this Artemis. I think that's where Artemis was. They made all these statues, and Artemis was the money maker there. It was making statues to Artemis, which that's interesting, isn't it? Because that's our new space program, is the Artemis program.
Wow. It said here and on the previous
It was
page I was on,
down-
Paul never made it to Colossae.
The Artemis Accord is the new the space.
Yeah, you just put that in there. Oh, he never made it. Yeah, because he said that in the first part of Colossae. He said, to those who I have not seen, I have not seen face to face.
Wow.
So I don't know if he ever went to Laodicea either. But he was in Ephesus for 3 years. So from what I've read, someone who believed heard the Besora from him in Ephesus. They were from Colossae and went back and spread, the good news, Besora, to the people in Colossae.
All right. So if we start with verse 1 here. If then you were raised with Messiah, seek the matters which are above, where Messiah is seated at the right hand of Elohim. So that's where he's at. Right hand of Elohim. I mean, to think about seeking the matters that are above where he is. Mind the matters above, not those on the earth.
Oh yeah, that's so good in Peshitta, how that says that instead of like that. I remember that.
Do you want to look at Peshitta at this point? We can move to Peshitta.
Okay, I'm just looking in my Roth one, which I'm so disappointed in. This eSword seems to be so much better. Yeah.
Okay, it's
Stop
back
share. I can go to eSword and I'll go to Colossians. We need to go to Colossians 4. Colossians 3. Okay.
Colossians 3.
Okay. If therefore you are risen with the Messiah, that which is above, seek that which is above, the place where the Messiah sits on the right side of Yahuwah.
Did you say
That which is,
plagues?
sorry,
Did you say the plagues?
Place.
did I say
The place, the
Place.
place. I was thinking
place?
that
This is-
DeBar word matter thing, plague.
This is
Terry, can you share your
different.
screen, please?
This is really different in the Aramaic one I've got. And to the messenger who was in the assembly of Sardis, write this. Oh, no, that's Revelation. Sorry, I'm looking at Revelation.
Okay, I'm sorry, I wasn't sharing that. Okay.
That's okay.
Um,
Colossians 3.
Okay. And no,
Okay, so Colossians 3:1. If therefore you are risen with the Messiah, seek that which is above, where the place where the Messiah sits on the right side of Yahuwah, that which is above, feed on, and not that in the earth. That, that's just sort of like, okay, you've got problems. My air conditioner doesn't work upstairs. Okay, I got to fix it, but I need to just really pull into my heart what's above. Feed on what's above. That's hard sometimes because you got to live on this planet, but but the way this says that is just so much richer again.
How about the place? Aleph Ta Resh. That looks like ether.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it would be the place. Seek the place. That would be the place. The place. Oh, that's cool. Look, a time, a region, the place where. So, like, where is the source? Where's the.
Yeah, so really,
look at
when you look up in the translation there, that could, instead of saying the place, it could say the place where, because it says where the Messiah is next, and that should be of the Messiah. So you could put where on the other side of that with athar or ether.
Ether. Very cool. Yes. And the covenant. So, resh
Definition
meaning,
for ether.
huh?
I wonder what the definition for ether is. Terry, are you able to look that up?
For ether, like ether as an air, like ether, like ETHER.
Yeah.
Ether is going to be like atmosphere. It's going to be the same as the atmosphere.
It says a pleasant smelling, colorless, volatile liquid that is highly flammable. It is used as an anesthetic and as a solvent or intermediate in industrial processes. The clear sky.
That's like an alcohol. That's an ether, liquid ether. That's like an anesthetic ether. The ether, there's another word ether that's it's like atmosphere in the ether. In the atmosphere.
Yeah, it says the clear sky, the upper regions of air beyond the clouds, the rarefied element formerly believed to fill the upper regions of space.
oh, can I
The
share screen?
heavens.
I
They
found that
Yeah.
ether came up with what you had, like the medical liquid. One of the other words that it sort of came up with was ethereal. So I put in ethereal.
Oh, ethereal. Yeah, it would come from that.
And look what I got. I got Shamayim. Heavenly, celestial, ethereal, supernal, sublime, and ethereal. So there's a couple of different
Oh, wow. All very
Aleph-
majestic.
Aleph Tau Resh Yod.
Aleph Tau Resh Yod.
Yeah.
Would that give possession to it, with the yod on it, like his,
my ether. Yeah.
my ether? And so with the resh, so you've got covenant marker, then you've got resh meaning head of, right? Is that right? Head,
Yeah.
mine. So covenant marker, headship, Yahed.
So it's just, yeah, interesting. Yeah. So yeah, when I had just the word ether. I
Oh,
got-
look how that is, the bottom of it's real. I mean, that you took that off, but real, REAL. Yeah, real, like real. It's real.
Mm,
That's cool, isn't it?
mm. Yeah, anyway.
And you got Shamayim. Awesome.
Yeah. No, I did. I did.
So it's the
That's
same
very
spelling in Hebrew. Yeah, that's so cool.
Change the language.
Yeah,
That's
go
really-
back to Shamayim. Let me see. That's so cool.
And Shemayim.
So the Shamayim, look at that, celestials. Wow,
Ethereal.
sublime, heavenly, ethereal. Mm,
That's so cool.
Almost
it really,
almost
Mm.
ghostly. It's like, oh, okay. You're thinking about other dimensional beings.
And there's your olive taw right there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That,
And I were just saying olive taw resh yod. So if you put the olive taw as covenant marker, then you added the resh as headship, right? And then the yod as possession, like mine, his.
Yeah, my headship. That's beautiful.
Is that, I mean,
Covenant
does that
headship.
say that? Does that say that? That's what I see if I broke it down.
Yeah. Strength of the
Like-
covenant,
Yeah.
my headship.
My
Yeah.
headship.
Wow.
Or
Anyway.
my renewed man. My renewed man.
Okay, you want more from,
Yeah.
let's go on. Okay, so we've, where the Messiah, okay, sits, where he sits.
We don't see
The
your screen,
right side.
Gary, just so you know.
Oh,
Mind those above, not those on the earth. So it was the word above, which are above. Was that no, it's the place where the
and it's
Messiah
feed on,
is.
it's like, don't feed on what's on the earth. Feed on what's above.
Where
Feed
Messiah
on
is.
where Messiah is, the ethereal, feed on that. I love that. I read that today. I was like, yeah, I so need to read this. Keep my mind focused. It says feed on it. Feed on it. Okay.
To not even be moved. What's going here?
Hard to do. He knows that. Very impossible. I mean, you have to pay your bills. You have to, take care of.
Where's the
Just
meaning that meant the place where? Is it the still word below on the bottom, Terry? Is it higher on the bottom menu there?
The place. Here's the place.
So in the bottom square, the bottom rectangle, keep going down, down, down.
Oh, right here is no.
The
Do you want that?
the bottom,
place?
yeah, that one. Yeah, if you there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. So Olive
Yeah.
Tarish. And it's it's not going to be the place because there's no the on there. Place where a time, a
That's-
region.
A time.
Place
That's
where.
that's neat, isn't it? That's like he always was there. He always was there.
Yep. Place where.
He always was at the right hand of the Father. Respite. How about that? A
It's
respite.
a great word.
Oh, for a
Available
respite.
Space or available space or room. You know,
Mm.
we have talked about the fact that on the Hebrew keyboard, the space bar is ruach. Isn't that cool?
Oh,
To make space,
yes.
miracles happen.
Yeah, yeah. The space
Yeah.
bar grew up.
You mean the space bar in between letters?
No,
No,
your space bar on your keyboard.
Oh,
The Hebrew, in other words, our space bar is called space bar. Their space bar is called ruach.
really?
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's really cool.
It's really cool. It makes me think about, how there are no spaces in Hebrew, and the reason being is it's one long word.
Yeah.
It's just one word. Do you agree with that?
Well, I mean, all the scriptures I've seen, there are spaces, and the Jewish sages, they will talk about the spaces between the letters.
I thought there were no spaces originally in the original.
I haven't seen
manuscript.
one. Have you seen one where there's no spaces?
I've seen, I have. I've seen pictures of, very old Torahs that have absolutely no spaces in them. And
Yeah.
I believe that's because it's one word.
Okay.
yeah, that was the original.
That's
was-
because I think it's one word because it can be any word. Because like in the codes, you can, pick it up from
Yeah.
any word.
Yeah,
You
you
can pick, it can be any word, but it's really one word.
I've got pinned up on my wall. The Torah has 304,805 letters that were all given together as the word.
as
Yeah,
the
it's the word, one word. That's what I think. Okay, guys, so where are we? Okay, so it's about feet on. Okay, you have died. For you have died, and your lives are hidden. Love this word hidden. So, and that's sewed. Isn't sewed hidden?
No,
Sewed?
well,
No, I know this isn't sewed, but is it?
Cassine. That's Cassine, which we have. Kasa is thrown, and it's also concealed. Yeah, Kasa would be concealed. So you got your kuf samik there.
Is sewed, does sewed mean hidden?
The hidden level, yeah.
Yeah.
It's sewed, yeah, okay.
Yes, yeah.
And your lives are hidden with the Messiah in Yahuwah.
In aloha.
And whenever in what? I'm sorry, aloha.
I was gonna
aloha.
wait
I just
before
love how it's aloha. Yeah, it's just
yeah, in
Hawaii.
aloha. I will use that a lot of times as like a salutation or an ending to some comment. Right there at the very top line you have there in 3:2, where I just want to draw attention to that word in the earth, right? So they went from Aleph Resh Zadi to Aleph Resh Ayin in the Aramaic. That's pretty cool just to know, that's how the language, it moved off of the Zadi to the Ayin, which is the next letter over. No, not the next letter. It's 2 letters past. Samik, Ayin, Pei, Zadi. Yeah. So
That would be a good word, in the earth. So what's it talking about? Okay. Of the things that are in earth, that are in earth, that in earth, that in the earth, that in the ground, that which in the earth, which is in the ground.
yeah.
Devara.
It's debar, the word,
Isn't that like word?
spoken word.
No, that would be Dalit Bet Resh. So this the Dalit is a prefix on this word.
Yeah,
Of. That means like
yeah.
and then your bet is a prefix in or with, right? And then your Aleph on the end is a suffix, which means the. So that leaves you with your root word Aleph Resh Ayin for earth. So they went from Aleph Resh Zadi to Aleph Resh Ayin
In the Hebrew, it's eretz. Yeah.
Eretz, yeah. Hebrew would be eretz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's a movie that Micaiah watched this year, and I really liked the movie. It was called Guardians of the Galaxy. It's part 3. And
Yeah.
they have a place there called Areti. That's like their land, Areti, I think. And I thought, wow, you can see the writers or the producers moving in their knowledge and just slightly adjusting things. Areti as opposed to Eretz.
Mm.
Really cool.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
Like getting in trouble for pointing out, Hebrew set dressing, different things. Look, there's
Yeah.
the language reworked again.
Well, a lot of these producers are Jewish, so they're totally cool with that. Whenever, there's a cool word too in 3 verse 4, the first word there.
Oh, whenever.
Yeah.
Oh, whenever. It's
Yeah.
like fine.
And whenever the Messiah is revealed, who is like that, I like that a lot, who is our life, then also you will be revealed with him. So if we're hide ourselves with him, you are hidden with the Messiah. Hidden with Messiah.
And then
In Aloha.
revealed with him is revealed who is our hide, then also you will be revealed with him. So the word whenever there, do you see the Hebrew word truth? Aleph Mem Tav.
Whenever Emmett, is that Emmett?
Yes,
Emmett.
Yeah,
also that.
I saw it. Emmett, I saw it.
Now we have to say hello to Leah. Leah's joined us.
Hey Leah,
Hey, Leah.
Shabbat sister. Oh my gosh, I was in a store yesterday. I'm looking here now at the bottom line. And I had never heard this song before. So I was in a store, I heard the song playing. Actually, there were some Israelis running some sort of a beauty salon thing where, they run out to give you a free sample and then they expect you to, come in and buy stuff. But anyway, I was sitting there waiting for my sister who was there, and they're playing this song. I think I've seen it like on a billboard before in California called and I think there was even a TV show maybe called it Californication. So just
Yeah,
word
yeah.
fornication stuck out to me because I remember I had a conversation with this man while I was waiting for my sister, and I told him I was from he said he was Jewish. I asked him what nationality he was. He said he was born in Brazil, but he lived in Los Angeles and in Israel, and that he was Jewish. And I said, oh, I'm Hebrew. I'm from the 10 northern tribes. I said, he's like, what? And I said, there's 12 tribes and I'm from Joseph. And then he got a little bit, I think, defensive, and he wants, do you keep Shabbat? I'm like, yeah, I do. As a matter of fact, I keep it according to the moon, a lunisolar calendar. And anyway, there was a song playing in there while I was waiting called Californication, and I was just like, oh, this is just so,
Yeah, that's an old song. Yeah,
oh my gosh, I've never even heard it. I was
it's awful.
The
It's
TV show
awful.
had David Duchovny in it.
It's a takeoff on another song, but it's been around.
I was grieved by it.
Yeah, that song kind of grosses me out
Yeah, it is.
when I hear it.
I didn't even hear the words. I know the guy was singing it at some point, and while he's waiting for other people to go by to give him their samples, but I just heard the word Californication, and it just was putting me off so much. Like we had an
Yeah, it's the
opportunity to
Red
talk
Hot
about
Chili
your-
Peppers.
Ah,
Yeah.
And
Oh,
they
yeah.
do, what is it, like the sex rituals, blood, sex, magic, whatever on one of the album covers. So they're like right into all that.
Mm. Mm. Okay, so,
It will be
you will be
revealed.
revealed. You will be revealed. That's a nice word, isn't it? Ta. Gimel Lamed Wa
So you got the
Noon,
Gimel Lamed there.
which means like coming and going, right? Like a
Yeah, what
return.
goes around comes around. Yeah, it's like a ball. You will be revealed. So that's what the Gimel Lamed letter combination means. I'm sure that one of those taws is a prefix. So I'm gonna
I
look
can
and
look
see.
at it.
Yeah, let's
Let
look
me
at
look-
it
Let
there.
me look and see what we have here. We have, okay, this is you will be revealed. It's probably you, a ta. So you revealed or manifest is Gimel. So
Gimel
you've got
Lamed
two
Aleph.
taws here. So you've got two taws.
Mhm.
Will be revealed.
So
Will
there are two taws in the Kleins, combining form meaning under, sub, or hypo, that which is below lower nether, which is formed through elision, from ta, looks like it says ta olive, a word related to a word related to meaning under and below.
Well, that's three taws.
Yeah, that one
So-
is three. It says they've got three taws in the word. That's crazy.
Three taws and an aleph. What is the word? What does it mean?
It says a word related to ta under below. So they've got a ta under below, which is not listed by itself in Klein's. So and then ta olive hay means lower nether, used especially in the terminology of the Kabbalah, lower nether. So what does it mean?
Like netherland, netherworld, like the end, like
You will be
finished,
revealed.
completed.
So, but when you go lower, the Gimel Lamed, is it was it Aleph, Gimel Lamed Aleph there on the Lexeme?
Let's see. Gimel
Yeah.
Lamed Aleph.
Gimel Lamed Aleph, reveal, manifest. And that always reminds me of when I hear the word manifest, it makes me think of Eric Bissell saying that one of the definitions for a mem is to manifest.
Our life, who is revealed, then also be revealed. So this is a good thing because we're being hidden in him and we will be revealed with him
Yes.
in glory or in whatever that word is. Bashuvaka.
We've got Gimel in the Klein's Gimel Lamed Aleph Yod is detector. He discovered, uncovered. And they're saying that's from Gimel Lamed Hay. He discovered, uncovered, which kind of has a relationship to manifest. It's also
We will
an uncovered
revealed,
place.
uncovered. Yeah, because we're hidden in him. So he's hiding us.
Yeah. An uncovered place. Pretty cool.
Uncovered place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a note about hidden from the Aramaic interlinear if you want to see.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
She's all yours.
Okay. Else. So it's here. So Kaye. It must be a VP Kaye. Never mind. Lives are hidden. It's kind of has sown in your lives. For you have died in your life, your Kai is with the Messiah in Elohim. And Kaye, lives, is always plural in form, but usually singular in meaning. It may be predicated with a singular or plural verb. The plural here is are hidden. So it's past tense.
Are hidden. Yeah, we've made that choice already to hide ourselves in him.
But are hidden. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting.
That's present tense, isn't it?
Are, yeah, would
Yes.
be.
Yeah, we're currently hidden with him.
Thank you, Leah.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, an interesting point.
And it's ongoing, right? Like
Yep.
we're being hidden in him. That's awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah, if I could just keep my mind on him instead of on this earth.
Yeah, our trust and expectation are in him. And just to be able to visualize or think about the fact that he's there, seated at the right hand of Yua.
Stephen saw him.
Yeah.
Stephen saw him. He's still there.
Should we go back and look at the Aramaic?
Ready to go back? Yeah. Mhm. Okay. Let's see. So you will be revealed with him in glory, or whatever that is. Bashuvaka. Therefore, kill your members
Really?
that are in earth,
Like those other things we got.
fornication and impurity. This is like pluck your eye out, right? Therefore, kill your members that are in earth, fornication and impurity and diseases, diseases, like kill our diseases and desires and wicked desires and greed and that which is worship, that which is idol worship. Because of these things, because of these things, the anger of Aloha upon his children of wonder why they look at that word, obedience. Wow, children of disobedience. And in these things also you walked from the first when employed, you were in these things when employed.
Wow. Hey, look
You
at
were
the word
employed.
comes there, Terry.
Comes, what?
Yeah, it's right.
Comes
Yep. Olive
right
top.
here.
Yeah.
Olive, olive. Wow.
He comes. He's
Coming.
coming. Is that not like just the greatest thing to see today? All
Yeah,
is he
totally.
coming?
Olive, olive. I mean, that is like the ultimate. He's in control. He's coming. He's got it. He's always been here.
I
He'll always
shall
be here.
come. Yeah.
Yes, totally. Aleph, Aleph. Yes. Thank you, Father. Come.
Awesome.
That's so great. It's like things you can teach to a toddler when you're starting to teach them letters.
Yeah.
These letters, the Aleph and the Ta, and wrap it back to the Aleph again, and that means he's coming.
I mean, this is like the ultimate covenant marker.
Yeah.
That's like the ultimate covenant marker.
That's so awesome.
Look at this word, obedience. Whoa, that is a long word. Obedience. Just plain old obedience. Wow, that's a long word.
Did you guys happen to see the thing I posted? It was probably on Facebook. It might have been in our Discord group about like there's 4 letters in hate, there's 4 letters in love, there's 5 letters in friend, and there's 5 letters in enemy. It kind of made me think of this when I was looking at both impurity and obedience, both had a tet in them. A tet pay, even.
A tet pay.
There's a tet and a pay in both of those words, impurity and obedience. You got to go a little higher to see the impurity word. Might be able to see them both on at the same time. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So that word
Okay.
compared to the obedience word,
And where is obedience?
go down a little bit lower and we'll just see if we can hold both of them on there on the same.
There it is. There
There
you
we
go.
go.
Okay, here's an impurity, and here's obedience. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's got the covenant marker on it.
And
Let's
so,
hear you say the word now.
yeah, right.
I mean, I
Yeah,
can't.
we don't have any vowel points even though, so that doesn't really help us, but you might get mit to peace nutha. Mit to peace nutha. So yeah, you got a ta olive on the end of both of the words. And there's also a tet, a pay, and a noon in each of the words. One's tet, noon, pay. One is tet, pay, noon.
This one has a sonic. Yeah, both with the covenant marker on the end of it. So impurity, did we look that up? What is impurity? Impurity. Uncleanliness. Uncleanliness. And then obedience is just plain old obedience.
Yeah, you got to get all those letters in.
Wow, that's a great code word.
Yeah, right.
That's a great one. A great term to try to get in. If you can
There's 10
find it.
letters there. Is that right?
Yeah, there's 10 letters. I've never gotten
letters.
10 letters.
And if you wanted to do one on disobedience, you got to add those other 3.
You can always put it in plain text into Kushida. You know it's there.
Yeah, you know it's there. Yeah. You could make a Yeshua code and try to get it in there.
Because of these things forecomes the anger of Eloha upon his children of disobedience. So he's got, so his children is made by children and put in a hay on the end. That's interesting.
I was just looking at the dis in disobedience is low.
Yeah, I was looking at that too.
The
I
del-
wonder if
Of not obedience. Yeah, of not obedience. That's what it's saying.
Hmm. So the delit prefix is of.
these
no,
things,
obedience.
these years, these things, because of these things
These men.
comes the anger
Yeah, these
of Eloha.
Oh, because of such things. It's also
Because of such things, I've got because of these things.
down the very bottom of your dairy screen. You've got these things, such things, these men,
I see.
words, these years.
I see.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So you could transpose any of those meanings in there.
Right. And diseases, isn't that curious, y'all? It's like
It
we're
really
supposed
is.
to, I mean, here's a pretty brutal word. It says kill. Kill, therefore, your members that are in earth, fornication and impurity and diseases. Let's just see what he's talking about. And diseases. Oh. Yeah.
In suffering. Wow.
Kaba.
Kaba. Very much a Pacific Islander thing.
Yeah.
Hava. Hava. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, they have a product here that an herb that they grow, and I believe we got a little bit of an education from somebody that sells it at the Friday night market here, and she was saying that the Hawaiians used to use it in their sacred times together, and that the medicinal part is a root of this plant, and they make tea, or they make like a tea out of this root.
Mm. Diseases kill, therefore. So graphic. Kill.
It sort of looks like a play on words or a sing-song kind of word as well, because of we just looked at that other word that had a met in it, and this one has a me too, which it's still got the olive, mim, and ta in it. Was it the first word in Colossians 3:4, Terry?
The one that meant, had we said, talked about truth?
Yeah, the one where we saw the Hebrew word truth in it. I think it was probably
Right.
whenever. Was it whenever? I think it's the first word in
I
verse
can't
4.
remember.
Can we go up a little bit to Colossians 3:4?
Yeah.
Then we can see it.
Mhm. Oh,
Uh,
I'm sorry. Yeah.
There it is. Yeah, there it is. So it's, you could see that it's look how close those two words are, for and whenever, and then kill, the first word in Colossians 3:5. Amati and amitu.
They are. So
Yeah.
why are you saying they're related? What are you seeing?
I'm just looking at I'm listening to the sound bite, or what it sounds like. Amati and amitu. So that one,
Mati. Isn't it- Yeah.
Amati
Mati.
and
Doesn't,
amitu. So Amati.
isn't a Mati? Isn't that something that they're looking to come back? Or Mahdi to come back and be the
Oh,
Messiah?
Mahdi. Yeah, the Islam is looking for Mahdi. Yeah. This is a Mati, and whenever, or Wamati, and whenever. And then the first word of Colossians 3:5 is me to kill.
Wow.
Mhm.
And whenever the Messiah is revealed, who is our high, then also you will be revealed with him in esteem. Kill, therefore. So this is like a therefore word. Therefore. So whenever the Messiah is revealed, who is our high, then also you will be revealed with him. Kill, therefore, your members. So they're attached together, these two words, with this word therefore. Kill, therefore, your members that are in the earth, fornication and impurity and diseases and desires, wicked and greed, that which is worship, idol worship.
Which is idol worship. I don't know. I mean, according to this, it sort of seems like I'm responsible for containing my disease.
Can we have a look at the ISR? On 3.5 or 3.4.5, right?
You know, kill your disease. Yeah, I'd like to.
Just to get the sentence flow going, it's just a little bit sort of
Oh, right. Sorry.
hard to wrap the head around some of these.
Okay. There's my ether. Colossians 3, and we were at, therefore put to death your members which are on the earth, whoring, uncleanness, passion, evil desire, and greed of gain, which is idolatry.
Well, it doesn't say diseases there.
Is uncleanness diseases?
Uncleanness would be a disease.
Yeah, and so Terry, can we go back and look at yours again? So we've got whoring, uncleanness, passion, evil desire, greed of gain.
Impurity. I've got impurity, diseases, desires, wicked desires, and greed. That which is idol worship.
So we have members, fornication and impurity, diseases, desire, wicked desires, greed. Was greed listed?
Yeah, greed was listed. Let me pull up my.
Okay, greed, and that which is idol worship. Was that listed? Idol worship?
Yeah, it was there.
Okay,
So
so what's is the only thing that's here and not there is disease?
So again, while you're there, I'll read it in the Hallelujah scriptures, which is basically going to be the same as ISR.
Okay, let's just check it off, guys.
Therefore, put to death your members which are on the earth: whoring, uncleanness, passion, evil desire, and greed of gain, which is idolatry.
Okay, passion was diseases. Maybe.
Passion was diseases. Now,
Well,
isn't
yeah, let's
that
look at that
interesting?
word. Let's look at that word. That's very
That's interesting.
You know, it's so interesting. People don't say, go kill your passions and then you will be healthy.
Right.
Whoa, that's
They
deep.
say, take the harm in the arm and then you'll be healthy. So S9, can we click on that word and see where it says?
Sure.
We should see diseases
I
and
think
passion
it
on
says
that
it's
then.
just and diseases. Let me get the root here. Cough, aleph, bet, aleph.
Pain,
had-
suffering, disease.
We had how did we get passion then in the ISR? Oh, desire. Desires is next. It's passion. So
we've got
maybe
whoring,
this is just
whoring,
mixed.
uncleanness, passion, evil desire.
Yeah. So diseases got skipped then. It's just
So-
not there in the ISR. Interesting.
Whoring, that's
Unless it's
fornication.
related to something else, it's already in there. Unless it's related to something else about whoring around and the disease, what results from the whoring around, the diseases.
Let's look at, I'm gonna look it up in the clients. Kaba, cough, olive, bet, olive. Cough, olive, bet. Okay. Cough, olive, bet is, there's not a cough, olive, bet, olive, I don't think, but there's cough, olive, bet is to be in pain. He caused pain, he marred, pained was hurt, pain. So they don't have a cough, olive, bet, olive spelled out. Oh, you know what? Because it's going to be your olive, it's going to be a suffix.
Which means the, isn't it? Is it?
Yeah.
If it ends in aleph, it's
If
the.
it is a suffix, but it shows their lexeme, it's a whole word. Cough, olive, bet, olive.
Mhm.
Oh, what's it
The
say from the root there, Terry, which we can't see? It's probably
Oh, here.
bet. All right, so that
Yeah.
that indicates that the olive is likely a suffix then from the root
Yeah.
word bet. Are those blue letters, are they linked to something? The blue letters, cough, olive, bet, olive, and cough, olive, bet. If you click
Are
on
they
them, Terry,
linked?
do they go somewhere?
Oh, no, they don't
No.
go. They don't go anywhere.
All right.
No,
Okay.
wish they did.
So they've got pain,
Wish they-
suffering, disease, Hallelujah scriptures, and
could-
ISR have passions.
We can go back. Greek is ailment, malady, infirmity, sickness, anguish. That's a good one. Anguish, toil. Toil. Undergoing the hardship, pain, emotion or influence, affection, affliction, motion, suffering. This has got an emotional component to it.
Yeah.
This has an emotional, like depression, suffering, anguish. You know, there's a difference between anguish and depression.
That might be where they got the passion on that last Greek idea. I don't know. Terry, Bonnie, what does your Aramaic say? for Colossians 3:5.
3:5. Kill therefore your members that are in the earth, fornication and impurity and diseases and wicked desires and greed, that which is idol worship. Very similar.
So maybe it's under the desires where that passion idea comes. Maybe we can look at that word, Terry.
Desires. Okay, let's look at desires.
I think it's definitely passion.
Okay, and the craving. So here we go, lust. So what is lust going to result in? It's going to ultimately result in your death. But in the meantime, it's going to be anguish and disease. Lust, desire, lust. This is like very sexual about desires. That's a very sexual immorality kind of
Yeah.
thing right there. Your desires. It's this immorality, sexual immorality. Lust, lusting, lust, longing, lusting.
Especially what is forbidden.
Darla, I've got Trudy wanting to come in, but she's having difficulty. Do you have the waiting room on?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. I'll get to try again.
Yeah, I put in a fresh link this morning as well in Discord.
Okay. I've got to head off, but I'll continue to listen in as I'm driving.
Okay, awesome.
Oh, Bonnie, we'll miss you, Bonnie. We'll miss you, Bonnie Blue. We love you. We love you.
We do love you. Resh Gimel Ta Olive.
What are we talking about?
Your word there in front of us, the regtha.
Let's go on talk. Okay.
Yeah.
Ta olive. So there's covenant. Desires, craving, and the lust.
That word is not in the Klein, so great to know. So yeah, we didn't get this whole passions thing for diseases. It was more of diseases, but there was an emotional component in according to the Greek.
Mm-hmm. And
All the
emotional,
desires and lust, that's there in that other word, regtha.
the desires had the emotional component. Is that right?
The one that said diseases.
Oh, the diseases had an emotional component. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Just the fact
Well,
that
we know that.
they're together.
We totally know that there's an emotional component to disease. The suffering, absolutely.
Can we let's look at that last Greek word again, Terry, on there. Yeah. The 3804. Presumed
Okay, so we've got
of 3806.
hardship or pain, subjectively an emotion or influence, affection, affliction, motion, suffering, motion, suffering. That's just a general term, isn't it? So hardship or pain,
Something
subjectively.
undergone. That's kind of it's almost like it's happening to you.
Mhm.
Something undergone.
A hardship, yes, something that's happening to you, but he's telling us to bring it to him who's hidden,
Says
to keep
kill
our minds on him,
What was
hide
the
it
kill word?
where he is on the right side to keep it because he's hidden us. So we, to take it to him.
What's the word for kill? Can we look at that word?
Yeah. Kill. And there's aleph and ta in it. Mem, wa, ta. It should be dead, die, or put to death. And then the root is mem, ta. Mem, ta. Mem, ta, yeah. Like metta, metta.
How about
kill.
your members? Can we look at your members?
Mm-hmm. Your members. Okay, limb. Yeah, I think of members as like he talks about in Ephesians, the members, you're all of one body.
Members of the body, yeah.
He talks about that in Ephesians a lot, about your members of one body. That's a big word. That's a long word. Your members. Greed. I wonder if greed is something that will make you sick. Injustice, covetousness.
And he says all of these are idol worship. How about that?
Yeah, idol worship.
Idol
Idol
worship.
greed and that which is idol worship. Your members, kill your members. So, and kill was just kill, wasn't it? I mean, it was just kill.
Yeah, put to death.
Kill, boom, put to death, kill it. Well, he says that, pluck your eye out, really doesn't have a lot of sympathy for if your arm is offending you or doing stuff with your arm, cut it off.
Yeah,
He's
that's
really
like
not
gangrene, right?
concerned.
It's gangrene, they might cut a leg off at the knee so it doesn't
Yeah,
continue to spread and kill the whole body.
yeah, but the Father doesn't seem to be that concerned either. If your eye offends you, put it out, cut your arm off, whatever you have to do. This is just this is your earthly body. Just if it's offending you, cut it off, put it to death, kill it. Don't worry about it. Let it go.
Okay,
You guys see anything else?
nothing there.
Okay. In these things also you walked from the first. Okay, what does that mean? In these things also you walked from the first when you were employed in these things. Okay, does that mean when they first heard the Besora that they were walking in these things?
No, the
Walking in.
sins. They were walking in the sins.
Okay, so in these things also you walked from the first when employed.
You were in these things.
You were in these things when employed. You were employed. Return. Okay. Okay, y'all ready to go on?
Yes.
But now put off from you all these things: anger, fury, wickedness, blasphemy, impure speech. You will be neither lying one with another, but put him off. Put the man, put him off. Sometimes this is hard to read. Blasphemy, impure. You will neither be lying one with another, but put the man off. Put the ancient man off with all of them, his ways. Ancient man. Okay, is that what you're getting in that reading? Darla, you want to try that? That's a little bit choppy.
You stepped away.
I can't hear you.
You stepped
Oh,
away.
Darla stepped away. Okay. Now, but put off from you all these things: anger, fury, wickedness, blasphemy, impure speech. Neither will you be lying with one but put him off. Put off the man, put off the ancient man with all of them, his ways. Y'all see anything you want to look at while Darla's
That
gone?
sounds
I'm
like the
back.
monkey man. That sounds like the monkey man sort of an analogy. What's that story? What's that rabbi, the Jewish man, talking about the alphabet? Mentions abracadabra at the end. And yeah, talking about the Resh as the monkey man. Dal, you know more about that.
I'm not sure. A monkey man is not. I mean, Koof would be a monkey, so Koof is monkey.
The ancient man, putting off the ancient man.
Yeah, the ancient, right?
Oh, you talking? Are
The
you talking about the word for
ancient-
Kodesh? Keeping the monkey locked in.
The ancient man with
Yes, that
all
was it.
his ways.
Yeah, that's Rabbi Kraft that talks about what the word kadosh means. You keep the monkey in the cage, lock him up.
Yeah, and when what was it you said not the other day, when you finally tamed the monkey, something you said it the other day. It was profound.
It's kind of like, you know, if you don't keep your monkey locked up, the animalistic part of you, the part of you that could just be like, I could just do anything I want to do. You can end up in prison somewhere. So you might as well learn to keep that monkey locked up inside yourself so that you stay free. And here it's put to death the monkey. Stop feeding the monkey.
Yeah, it's actually kill the monkey.
Kill it.
Well, he says that in a more gentle way, later on, die to self. You've got to die to yourself every day.
If you have your monkey locked in a cage with no door, then the monkey will die. But if you have a monkey in a cage that you can open the door at will, whenever you feel like letting the monkey out, then you're just going to be feeding the monkey's lust and passions.
Yeah,
so it's just an analogy.
that monkey.
Yeah, analogy of what we can be like as human beings. We can be more beast-like, more just not elevated, or we can be more heaven-like, and we are thinking about the things of Yahushua and the things of heaven.
Talking about the base instincts.
Yes, exactly.
And I think it's the limbic system.
Yep.
Your brain, you just like you're running on instinct. You're not thinking about, higher things.
Yeah.
Right. Limbic system being back in the back here. And like people who, commit murder in a split second, it took less than a second for this limbic anger rage didn't make it to frontal for logic, like don't do that. It did just a millionth of a second more, it would have made it to the frontal logic where you wouldn't do that. But from going to limbic to frontal, there was enough time that rage took over. So
right. And they'll teach you even to count to 10 before, you let that rage out, that brings you into a logical place in your mind. Counting to 10 is supposed to separate you from those feelings and get you start counting, count your ways, count your, your blessings, your barakot. Anger was one of the words in here, wasn't it? There it is. It's
anger. Yeah. So now, but put off from you all these things: anger, fury, which is really anger unchecked, don't you think? Anger. I wonder what the difference between anger, fury would be to me. Okay. Wickedness, blasphemy, impure speech. Impure speech.
So we saw that word impure in the word impurity. That's a smaller version of that word. Tet nun pei aleph.
Neither will you be lying with one another, but put off, I can't put him off, the ancient man, with all of them his ways. The
Atika.
ancient man, the ancient man, the man. That doesn't look anything like Hebrew ish, does it?
Nasha, not it's the Nasha word is man.
Nasha, Nasha.
That even looks like son of man there to me.
Looks like son of man.
Yeah, the bar is ancient is Aramaic for son.
In bar, there you go, son.
Yeah, there it says the son of
Nish.
man. The son of man.
Oh,
You know,
the
in
son of
the
man.
Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, it
Mhm.
calls the children in the movie. I'm looking at the movie version. Son of Adam, and the girls they call daughter of Eve. Just kind of, I mean, it's so profound to if someone spoke to you and called you son of Adam or daughter of Eve, it's really profound.
Yeah.
Ancient, the man ancient. So the Ancient of Days is spelled this way, I believe, or at least a version of that. The Ancient of Days is spelled with the Ayin Taku.
Ancient of days
Yeah.
being, where is that, y'all?
Ancient of Days. Is that in Daniel? Oh, look where it's at.
Let me see. I might be able to get it up.
Ancient
My
of
Bible Hub sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. See, it's still spinning. Something's so, oh, here, we'll see. Maybe it'll do it.
Daniel 7, 9-10.
Oh,
If you want to go over there, Terry, it's Daniel 7, 9-10.
Can we have a read of that verse in the ISR, the one with the ancient man in it? Just when you get a chance, because I think it'd be interesting.
Yep. I'll go over there.
oh, come back.
Here we go. It says, do not lie to each other, since you have put off the old man with his practices, and have put on the new one, who is renewed in knowledge according to the likeness of him who created him. So it's called the old man. Put off the old
Put
man.
off the old man. I've heard of that. Put off the old man.
You put off the old man. But ancient man that's a whole other kind of flavor.
And the ancient of days. So ancient of days. Is that the same word? It looks kind of like it, is it?
Yep, that's it. That's the word. You might have an olive
Mm.
on the end in the Aramaic, but that's the word, the Ancient of Days, Attica. Atik.
Antique, like antique.
Exactly. Look at her. Ancient of Days. So that would be a really
Was seated. Oh my goodness, it's so, isn't that majestic? Wow.
Yeah.
And the ancient of days was seated. And his throne was flame. And its wheels of fire burning. So his throne has wheels on it. Wow. Mm.
Shabibin is a flame. Interesting when you think about Shamayim. Shabibin.
A flame, fiery. Oh, a flame. Yeah. Throne was a flame. It's kind of a scary picture.
Yeah. Well, there you
There's
see the
Yeah.
wheels. The wheels are Gimel Lamed, Gimel Lamed.
Gimel Lamed, Gimel Lamed. Yeah, going round and round. Like going round and
It's
round.
amazing. It's amazing that Yahuwah has called certain ones to witness the heavenly places or the Shamayim, like, like he wants to share. I feel like he can't wait to show us, like, so he's picked certain people throughout the ages to witness and see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Daniel,
this this picture is,
Ezekiel,
yeah. This picture seems so
Yochanan.
awesome. It's a little bit scary to me. This is. Okay, so that is. So
Yeah.
that is the same.
Yeah,
Same spelling. So
and that would likely be, this looks like Aramaic.
it is. Well, Daniel
So
would be Aramaic.
it's right there.
Yeah. Anger, blasphemy, fury. Let's look at fury. The passion. So, yeah. Anger, rage, and fury would have a passion in it.
Well, so here's a word that does mean passion.
And with the covenant marker. Fury, covenant marker. Wow. Yep. Wickedness, covenant marker. Okay, put him off. Look at that. It's like put him off. Put him off. It's like that's not even you. Put that guy off.
Yeah, put him off.
Put him off. Get rid of him because that's not you. That's
What's
him.
interesting there, Terry, is so we know that shalak is that word of like casting or spreading, right? That's the root word. But what's interesting here is you have Yahoo backwards,
Yahoo.
right?
Ah,
So yeah, so put him off. Like we're going backwards on this.
let's see what that says. Put him off. Put him off. Put him off. Strip and plunder. Strip oneself. So strip down.
Yeah.
Strip yourself down of these things. Strip yourself down. Plunder.
Notice speech. Look at how speech is spelled, y'all. Mem, mem, lamed, lamed.
Malah. Malah. Mela. Mela. Talking.
It's like
So
mom.
this is talking. It's mem lamed. So this is talking about impure speech. Put it off. Kill it. Kill it. So impure, defiled, filthy, foul, vile. It's just hard for me to be around somebody who's cusses all the time. I can't do it anymore. I've said bad words and cussed before, of course, and I'll occasionally let out an S one. That's my favorite if I had to pick. But to be around somebody who just is foul mouthed, no.
Hey, Terry, I've got to go help Judah a little bit. I'll be back.
Okay. All right. You want me to continue on with this
Please.
or?
Please, I'll be back. And I'll listen.
Okay, everybody's gotta help me. Okay, Leah
help
and
Terry.
everybody. Leah, you gotta help me.
Okay, I'm here.
All right, so what do
I
you
just
see on
wanted
your,
to comment something about that
about foul mouth?
before I got saved, um, every other word coming out of my mouth was like I just had a total potty mouth. And my grandmother, like, you weren't allowed to swear in front of my grandmother, and I wouldn't even be able to control myself with that. When I got saved, not one foul word, one swear word came out of my mouth for like a year. It just got
Yeah,
wiped from my vocabulary
yeah, it just fell away
miraculously.
from,
You know, it
yeah.
wasn't me even trying to think about it. It just, he took it
Mhm.
away.
It's so
It's
great.
amazing how
So
he can do
great. I mean, I think all those are demons, like demonic little things that fall away.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've cussed too in nursing. Yeah, at the hospital, I had my little demons. Still probably do. Sure, I do. Okay, anything else looks like you want to see something of his creator? Oh, that was good. Where'd that come from? Impure speech, neither you will be lying. Well, I'm not getting this, how this, see how these words kind of get mixed up. It's like a verb will be put out in a different sentence in Peshitta. Neither you will be lying one with another, but put him off, the man, the ancient man. Let's see what ancient, did we look at that? Ancient's just old, the old, put off the old man. I've heard that before. Haven't you?
Yeah.
Put off the old man.
That's what our typical scriptures say, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so put on the new, put on the new, who
Yes,
is made
Uh,
new. Hmm?
ka, ka, ta,
What?
ka, ta. I'm just saying, trying to say the new kaata,
Kata?
kata, yeah.
Where is that? What word?
By the new,
New. Yeah.
the new.
Katha. 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 That dalet really messes you up in Aramaic trying to pronounce something. Because see, there's no dalet sound anywhere near there.
No,
So it's really weird. The dalet really
the
messes you
ta,
up.
the ta,
Ta. Okay, and
ta,
look
ta.
there. Look. Oh, and look, Leah. There is the covenant marker.
Oh,
So
it
that means
is too,
new.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah, I've been studying a lot about the covenant marker, and it's just so cool. It just means the Father and the Son and the Word, and it was all together, working together, always together as one, functioning as one. I don't, it always was, it always will be. I've been reading this book that calls it the Holy Grail of Scripture. That when you figure that out, and then
The Aleph Ta
the
is
Aleph Taw
considered the holy grail of scripture,
is
or
the
that's
Holy
just the
Grail.
name of the book? Oh, yeah,
No, it's actually it's in my well, it's in a book I have here called This is the Torah. This is Torah in this book that's the Aleph Taw scripture, linear scripture.
right, yeah,
And
Terry, is
it's
that the
the
Holy
cheap.
Grail one?
This one is the Holy Grail one, yeah. It says the
Okay,
Holy Grail of the scriptures.
that's what it says on
Um,
the front, down the bottom.
yeah, and it's got a grail. Can you see? It's got kind of
Yes,
a grail, and then at the bottom it says the Holy Grail of scriptures.
I
See?
was about to purchase that yesterday.
It's, I'll tell you this, Teza, it's really expensive. It's the cheapest made book I have ever owned in my life. It's so cheap. I mean, I haven't had this book. Do you see how it's cracking?
Mm-hmm.
Is this right here? It's just cracking. I have not had this book very long at all. And it's just the cheapest book and it was expensive. Anyway, what it's saying, what it's teaching in here is that the Aleph Taw, and then like if you put the letters like a resh, like we had a resh, so then you've got Aleph Taw resh. So you've got the covenant, it's the Father and the Son and the Word working as headship, and whatever it's pointing to is the direct object. It's like whatever it's talking about is the object. Like right here in knowledge, like you've got Aleph and Taw. This is talking about the covenant in its total. They call it the Yahhead, and it's Yahhead, and it's perfect, and it's perfection of self-existent always together.
So
It's
Terry,
that's how
when the Yod's there,
Mhm.
is that after he has died on the stake for us?
You know, I don't know. We had a word today that had a resh and a yod.
Resh and then the
It,
Yod, yeah.
yeah, it
That's
was
I was
ha,
going to
aleph,
ask, but I just didn't
resh,
get it out.
yod. So it looked like it was like the Yahed working in headship in of itself. I don't
What
know.
about the Atari gaming console?
What?
That's the Atari gaming console.
Oh, I'm so
Just
glad
thinking,
you're still. I'm so
yeah,
glad you're still there.
I'm listening.
Yeah, does that make any sense? What I'm
Yeah,
saying that I'm learning in this?
does. I
It
keep
does,
thinking about
Terry. It does
with
definitely.
with the old man and with the ancient man. I just keep thinking about how Yahushua died on the execution stake to reconcile the old man and create the renewed covenant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's what
the one new man.
Yeah, you've
the
got to
one you meant.
it goes back to the garden.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's where this is going, I think, with in Colossians 10, because it says we're going to put off this old ancient man and those evil ways, lying, bad, rage, anger ways, and put on the new, who is made new in knowledge,
Yeah,
in
what
the
does that
image.
mean? Like that means
So
like
let it be.
I think you have to be made new in knowledge. You have to know what that
have
means.
to know, we have to put the word in. That's how
Yeah,
we are made new. You're not made new by lack of knowledge.
no, you have to put the word in you. Okay, in knowledge, by knowledge, in the knowledge, knowledge with the knowledge.
So abide in me as I abide in you. Oh, hallelujah.
Yeah, so we're going to be able to put the new man on, who is made new. We're made new. How are we made new? How are we made new?
We're made new through Yahushua.
In the knowledge, in the image. Wow. In the knowledge and in the image. So in the likeness, in the form, in the image, in the
Hey,
fashion.
Tobias.
Hey, Tobias.
Shabbat shalom, Tobias.
Similitude. In the pattern. This goes back to creation, just like you just said, Teza.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the image, back to the garden. We are made new. New. Yeah, here's the same
But that's what
terminology, made new.
that's what we're striving to do, aren't we? To go
Yeah,
back.
who is made new after we've literally killed all this other stuff, or cut it out or plucked it out off, or whatever we need to do to get rid of all of this.
Are there 7 things or 6 things that were named?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lying. I got 6.
I-
So that's 6 is men. The number.
I think there's 7
The
there.
number.
What are they?
Anger, fury, wickedness, blasphemy,
3,
speech,
4.
impure,
But see, it's impure
then-
speech.
and then lying in the next line.
Yeah, I think
So that's 7.
Yeah,
wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. Impure speech is one thing, no.
right. No, I wasn't counting as 2.
Three.
So lying is the 7th thing.
3, 4, 5, 6. I only got 7. I only got 6.
You're
Well,
right.
whether it's 6 or whether it's 7.
Yeah, it doesn't. we got to
Right,
put
right,
off
it's
all
6.
this. We got to kill all this. We got to kill it.
Yeah,
What did you say, Darla?
Not a pretty word, not
right.
a
It
pretty
is 6. I
concept.
don't know where I was counting. I didn't learn how to count till I was 25.
Oh, hush, hush, Storm.
Blasphemy. I wanted
okay.
to bring up blasphemy, which maybe is in 9. There you go. Blasphemy. So the root word there is got off.
Gada,
Got off.
gada.
Got off. Got off,
With-
did you say?
Got off.
Wow.
Blasphemy.
There you go. See it? The 3-letter word there? Got off.
Mhm. The ancient man, the old man,
Yeah.
ancient. So we're gonna put
Which is
on the
kind of different than
new.
saying old man. It's like, no, this thing's ancient.
Yeah.
You just get it when you got born.
I kind of get that visual about this ancient, worn out, saggy, awful body that's just decrepit. Put it off, kill it, put it to death. Yeah, goodbye. Put on the new, who is made new in knowledge, in the image. So it is back to the garden language here.
Yeah.
In the image, in the likeness, in the form, in the image, in form, in the fashion, in the manner, in the likeness, similitude of his creator,
Awesome.
of his creator. Of his creator. Where there is not Jew and Syrian, neither circumcision and uncircumcision, neither Greeks and barbarians, neither servant and freeman, but all and in every person the Messiah is put on, therefore, as the chosen ones of Eloha, Kodesh, and beloved, mercy. What's that word? Chakmi. Mercy and compassion and kindness and humility of mind and gentleness and length. What is length? Length. Put on length. Long suffering.
Length of
And-
spirit.
Yeah, long suffering and gentleness
Length
of
of
ruach.
spirit. And length of spirit. What does that mean?
It said long suffering. So I guess like patience. Is this where the fruits of the spirit, the fruits?
That's
Are listed?
ruach. That's a ruach right there.
Yeah, this is not where the fruits are listed. No. No.
Not in so much. I mean, there's a lot of it there, of course.
Yeah. Be forbearing one another and forgiving one another. And if there is anyone against his neighbor, outrage, just as the Messiah has forgiven you, is this way. Also, you forgive with and with these things all love, which is the bond of perfection. And the peace of the Messiah will govern your hearts, to which you are called in one body. One body. And be ye thanking the Messiah, that his word may dwell in you richly in all wisdom. Be you teaching and instructing your souls in the psalms and in praises and in songs of the Spirit with grace. Be you singing in your hearts to Aloha, and everything that perform you in words and in works in the name of our Adon Yeshua, the Messiah, be you doing, and be you giving thanks by him to Aloha, the Father. Ava. That's pretty beautiful, isn't it?
That's beautiful, Terry.
That's pretty beautiful. So there's just one little bit about all the sinful stuff, and then there's like 3 big paragraphs of all the beautiful things. Anybody have anything that's particularly,
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
sisters.
Shalom. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
We're good. We're good.
It's great that I can still find you, even though I'm late.
It's good. Yeah, it's doing the Father. Okay. So anybody, that was a lot, y'all. Anybody see anything that they want to go back and check the Aramaic out, break it down?
There, that word right at the very bottom, you got cut in half. Lakoth, another. Like there's so much that we need to be aware of with our neighbor and loving our neighbors. And obviously this is about forgiving, but I just saw that word just to see. Okay, so they've got a TH sound for a dalet here, but that would be Lakad, which makes me think of Echad, which is unity.
Mm-hmm. Here's one. Yeah. I mean, all these beautiful attributes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there's another one, Terry. The word for forbearing and also thanks. There was those were sort of a play on words, those two.
Okay, so here's the word forbearing, y'all, and here's the Hebrew or the Aramaic. It's got Samic in it. All right. And patient, enduring, forbearing. Samic bet resh. Preach, declare, bear, endure, be nourished, be fed. So that is
Patient,
which word?
enduring, forbearing, like endurance. Yeah.
Forbearing.
Was
So
thank.
forbearing. It's actually, it says preaching, like forbearing. I don't think of forbearance as preaching and declaring. Do you? Forbearing. I really don't know what I think forbearing
Well, you know what,
means.
Terry? You've heard people talk about if you have a disease, you speak the words of scripture about healing over it. That would be a declaring and also enduring, right? If you speak the words of Yahuwah over a disease, and just what he says is the truth. What is Bonnie's friend that wrote that Aramaic translation there? He said, "How dare you be sick and be filled with the Ruach HaKodesh?" You know, it's like that sort of a a level of speaking the word and believing the word over all circumstances and enduring through the circumstances until you see the clearing on the other end.
You mean speaking to someone who is sick and saying, I dare you be sick?
No,
when
I'm not
you're
saying
filled-"
anything about anybody else. I'm saying
Oh.
about us ourselves. Like if you get sick, Terry, you have some options. You can, Terry or anybody, of course, all of us, we have options. We can either decide we're going to do what everybody else in society does about how do I deal with this, that, or the other. Or we could say, you know, Father, I have a broken heart. What does your word say about a broken heart? I'm going to speak those words to you about the circumstances that I'm enduring with my broken heart. And then you just keep declaring them. And maybe it's next time you do a scripture study, another verse speaks out to you, say, I'm going to declare that word over my broken heart today. Or it could be like pain in my feet or pain in my back or, you know, a stomach issue I've had or dental work I need done. And you could just, each person can speak the word or choose to speak the word of Yahuwah over their physical trials and tribulations and circumstances. So that would be a way of preaching and declaring his word while you're enduring. And you're still, of course, nourishing and feeding yourself with the word of Yahuwah doing that.
Yeah. Doesn't it say forbearing with one another? Being forbearing with one another?
Yeah. Forbearing
Forbearing with
one another
one another.
forgiving.
And forgiving. That's kindness, mercy, Kodesh, chosen ones. That's a good one, isn't it? Because we are chosen, his chosen ones.
If we get to
Like
the
to
one
see
on
it.
thanks or Thanksgiving, thanks or giving thanks, that one also is
The
sort of
chosen ones. Yeah, the elect. I mean, it's like my grandmother said, remember who you are and act accordingly. We're chosen. We're chosen to know these things.
look at the root word there. It's probably Gimel Bet Aleph, which is your Aleph Bet Gimel in reverse.
The chosen, elect,
There you
approved,
go. Gimel Bet Aleph.
which is what?
It's Aleph Bet Gimel in reverse. The first three letters in reverse means chosen, elect, approved. That's way cool.
That's way cool. Got to remember who we are. You know, I was thinking about that the other day. And remember when Peter was in Caesarea Philippi and Yahushua said, who do they say I am? And Peter said, you are the son of Yahuwah. Remember? And he said, and you are Peter. And you are Peter, something about rock. And he said, and it's not by you didn't know that. The Father gave you that information. It's only by the Father that the Father has given you that. And that's how you know that. Do y'all remember that?
Yeah.
You remember how you know that? I don't know. I was just thinking that that's really cool that we're all here right now. It's just confirmation. Here we are on his Shabbat. Here we are drawn. If we weren't his chosen ones, if we were not his elect ones, if we were not going to spend eternity with him, we wouldn't care about this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just a
Yep.
confirmation that we're here today, that we like looking at this and we like learning this, that we're pulled to this. It's because the Father put that in us. He
Absolutely.
gave that to us. That's not of us. I just thought that was cool.
Yep.
Yeah, Tobias?
Confirming.
I agree.
I just think it's so cool when you think about teaching alphabet to children, as you're teaching them all the different letters. You say when they go this way, Gimel Bet Aleph, it means the chosen ones. So cool.
The chosen ones. So we were with him in the beginning, and we're still with him now. So, and beloved, chosen and beloved. And beloved. So is that Dodie? How do you say that? 7. No Dalit in it. Okay, anybody see anything else they want? Gentleness. Forbearing, forgiving one another. Outrage. Anyone against their neighbor, outrage. Outrage. Quarrel, complaint, grumbling, murmuring, muttering. There's just nothing worse than having to deal with somebody constantly who's quarreling and complaining and grumbling and sucking the air out of the room. Have y'all ever lived like that? I
Yes.
lived like that for 25 years. It's just so horrible.
I agree with you, Terry.
I mean,
Somebody that
just
complains all the
it-
time.
it's just evil. It's just evil that just sucks everything out of the room. Okay, so has forgiven
That's like
you.
putting a curse over yourself.
Thanking. There it was. Thanking. I think that's a different.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's a
You
different
wanted to see that one, Darla?
Maudine. There we go. Yeah, Maudine.
Giving thanks, confess, confessing and thanking. Promise.
And profess. So there's a bit of a verbal expression of this giving thanks. You can't just hold it inside. It's gotta be spoken.
Yeah, it's like my mom. I told y'all that story about she's thankful for things I've never thought of, like gas. She had gas in her car.
So wonderful. I'm just so touched by that. I would like to think about every day.
I'm touched by that too. You know, I am. I was very touched by that. Although she got all over me about my moon worship, but we won't go there. Okay. Instruct your souls in the Psalms. Well, that tells us a lot right there, doesn't it? That we can get instruction by ourselves by reading the Psalms.
Yeah.
Instruction is in the Psalms. Well, it's music. It's you know, it's healing balm, of course. Look at that root, Darla. Anything else on anything interesting on that? With that Zion,
Yeah.
just
I
a
don't know.
weapon,
Yep, it is a weapon or a tool. And then
weapon or a tool. So here, maybe it's saying, here's a tool. Here's a tool for you. You want to
here's a
get
tool
well?
to manifest the renewed man.
A tool for a renewed man to be instructing your souls and how to get well and be well. Is that what you see in that?
Yeah, manifesting the renewed man is what I see. Yeah, if you've ever heard of the scripture that talks about he inhabits our praises, right?
And in our praises. And you know, I'm not in hymns. I heard something the other day that said, I was reading something that said, and they never, and you never, it was like a poem, and it was like the Father was talking, and it said, and you never sing to me, and I miss your voice, and you never sing to me. And I was like, I never sing songs out loud to him as praises. But he's asking me to do that here. He's asking me to do that for me. The healing would be for me if I did that, to praise him. Okay, and in song, so singing of the Ruach with grace.
we can
What is this
say-
word? I know we don't use the word grace.
Yeah, we
because
use
of it.
favor, and the Aramaic word there is tebutha. It's related to Tabitha, which we know Dorcas, who was called Tabitha. No, she wasn't called Tabitha. She was called Tabitha, full of Tob works, and she was
Mm.
raised from the dead. So this is Tabutha. So one of them was Tob works, but this one is Yahuwah's works toward us. Tabutha. That is in the Kleins, and it's right in front of me. I'll look it up. Just make sure I'm not
And in favor.
in favor. I believe that's in the definition for Tabutha.
And in favor. Kindness.
Tabutha, Tobness, thanks, favor. Interesting that in the Psalms is Mizmora, and then singing is Zamarine. Zamar. You got that same Zamar, Mizmora
Oh
from
yeah,
as
right
if
here.
they are to be sung, correct?
They are to be sung. Yeah.
Really cool.
You know, I'm looking at that thinking, I wonder if it's like a weapon against the enemy too, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, he inhabits our praises.
Okay, in your heart.
So
Yeah,
Leb
this
is the
one.
heart.
Yeah, Leb.
Lebut would be like the plural, and then kun is in your hearts.
Giving thanks, MB, you giving thanks by him to Aloha, the Father. Okay, are we still in 3?
What
Yeah.
word did we have for do y'all remember what the olive was? Oh, he is coming. So olive is he is coming, and then olive is the father or father. Father, the Father. So being Father, the Father. He is coming, the Father.
Oh yeah, the Father. Those are so yeah. Olive, olive. The other
He is
one.
coming. Yeah, I was just
Coming,
looking
yeah.
at the letters. Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. Y'all want to skip this part? It's so controversial. You want to go into chapter 4?
I think maybe we should just stop at 3 today. Since
Oh, okay.
give us some time, but
Are y'all ready to?
No, yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going and finish 3.
Okay, let's keep going. Wives, be subject to your husbands as that is right in the Messiah.
Yeah.
Husbands, love your wives and not be you bitter. Wondering what are they to have? Why are they bitter? Be and not be you bitter toward them. Children, obey your parents in all things. Thus, for it is pleasing before our Adon. Parents, not anger your children, they should lose heart, lest they should lose heart. Servants, obey in all things your masters of the body, not in sight of the eyes, as those who please children of men, but in a heart pure. and in the awe of the Adon Yahuwah. And all that you are doing from all your souls, do as that to our Adon, and not as to the children of men, and know that from our Adon you will receive a reward in the inheritance of the Adon Yahuwah. For the Messiah you serve, the wrongdoer, but pays according to what he does wrong. And there is not accepting faces. There is not accepting of faces. What he does wrong, and there is not accepting of faces. Hypocrites.
Look at that word, ba'af, ba'afe. Kind of makes me think of Baphomet.
Well, that's probably not far off, because hypocrite faces.
Alpha. So so what is this alpha, the lexeme word there? Face, presence, bread. So we talked about Abba is the father, and Ata is he is coming, and then this Afa, where Aleph Pei Aleph is face, presence, bread.
Okay, so just let me know when somebody wants to stop and see something
So let me-
bitter. I'm wondering why would husbands be bitter? It says, do not be bitter towards your wives. Why would you be bitter?
I don't know,
Maybe
but
if
it
she's-
happens, by the way. I mean,
Oh yeah, I know, bitter. Like they're just mad. Maybe, I don't know.
yeah,
Goes
they're
back to the garden.
love.
Huh?
I believe it goes back to the garden.
Talk
Yeah.
more, Tazza. Talk to us more.
Okay, going back to the garden, when it comes to Adam, he blamed the woman. The woman blamed the serpent, the deceiver. So and I'm trying to get this out my mouth at the moment.
Okay, take your time.
Women are supposed to submit themselves to their husband. That's what it says, right? But in that, the husband is supposed to love the wife as Christ loved the assembly. Yes?
Yes.
So that goes right back to the garden. If the wife would have listened, or the husband would have spoken to the wife, communicated with the wife that we should not be eating from the tree, because Adam was the one that was told not to eat from that tree. Or have I got that wrong? Were they both told, or was it
Yeah.
they were both told?
Wow. So you're saying she
No, it
wasn't
says Adam
told.
was told. Sorry.
Oh, wow.
What?
That's
I missed this. What?
I said no. It says that Adam was told not to eat from the tree, not they. He was.
But
Oh.
she did tell the serpent they were told they could not eat it or touch it lest they would die.
So when did Adam tell her?
Yeah.
After it was done or before?
After what was
So
done.
there was
Before,
no
because she told that to the serpent. She
So
told the
there's no
serpent,
communication. There's no communication there. So is submit, is that what is the root word of submit? Is it in translation? Is it transliteral?
this says be subject. I've got subject available.
Because that's when Father ended up, or Elohim ended up saying that the wife is to listen to the husband back then, wasn't it? It goes right back to the garden.
Yeah, I believe, I think you're right. That
That was
submit,
the
you will,
that was at the punishment time that they had that conversation.
yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the root word in Aramaic. Maybe Darla's got her clients there. This is for the word subject. It's ayin, bet, dalit.
Okay, that's
Be
servant.
subject.
That's Obed. Yeah, that's servant.
So to be a to be a servant, really,
As in,
really.
as in Obadiah, right? Obed.
Yeah. So where was Eve taken from? The rib. The rib was around the heart. So the woman, this is my understanding. The woman is to cover the man's heart, where the man is to love the woman as our Creator has loved us. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. And Teza, you're always on it, man. You say it's back to the garden, it's the Aleph and the Taw. It's right back. It just keeps going, Aleph Taw, Aleph Taw. It's just back to the garden, back to the garden.
Well, isn't it the end from the beginning and the beginning from the
Beginning
end?
from the end. It is Aleph Taw, Aleph Taw, Aleph. It is Taw, Aleph, Taw, Aleph the other way. It is. It is. It totally is. Yeah. So back to the garden. I see that.
And I don't think it's like an enslave. It's a helpmate. There's a difference between helpmate and servant, isn't there?
Yes. Yes.
I think it's probably going to be
think-
another word over in Genesis that's going to get that helpmate concept. It's going to be something like
Okay.
Ian Zion. But this
Well,
is
handmaiden is a female servant, it says
What was
servant.
that, Terry? I didn't hear that.
A handmaiden is a female servant.
Okay.
Servant, like a bond servant. That takes that humble, like I am a bond servant. I am a servant.
So Hagar, for instance, was the bondservant, where Sarah was his wife.
yeah.
And I don't remember the word. I think handmaiden maybe was the word Mary used when Gabriel gave her the announcement. I think she said, "Let it be. I am a handmaiden," or "I am the hand servant or bond servant of
Maiden of the Elohim.
Jehovah." Yeah, like I know she used it there, and then wasn't it used in Ruth too? That word handmaiden. Handmaiden was in Ruth somewhere.
Well, if you want to
Yeah,
compare this to what happened in Genesis, we'd have to go look at that versus, the words themselves.
Yeah.
What was specifically said.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was just a rabbit trail. It was just what popped into my head.
No. So interesting.
awesome.
I can try to find it if you want me to try to find it.
Well, can you just go back to Genesis?
Yeah. I
think.
mean, I can go back to I don't know where it is in Genesis, but
Genesis
sure.
3, the end of Genesis 3 would be, I think that either if Yahuwah did not tell Eve directly, then it seems to me Adam would have had to tell her because she knew. She got a little bit wrong. She was like, you can't eat it or touch it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you think it's at the end of,
Well, you're right. You're
Did
right at it. You're right at it. He's talking to the serpent now. So
Eve? Okay, called Adam the name of his wife Eve because she was the mother of all the living. Called her Eve.
so she got her name after the fall.
Is that right? Must have been. Did you see that? Called her name,
Mm.
added the name of his wife Eve because she was the mother of all the living. That is after the fall, because this is talking about sweat you shall eat, bread you return to the ground, for out of it you were taken, dust. That's weird, isn't it? She just got named after and called Adam the name of his wife Eve because she was the mother of all the living. That's really weird. Not
So
really weird, but
3:16 is where he
Is that
speaks to
after
the
the-
woman.
3:16.
Yeah.
Because all the animals were presented to Adam, and they didn't find
Okay.
anyone for him. And that was before the fall, wasn't it?
It says in 2:23, and the man said, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. This one is called woman because she was taken out of man." So they had woman and man.
It says, and your desire shall be, let's see. To the woman he said, greatly I will multiply your sorrow and your conception in pain. You shall bring forth children for your husband. Your desire shall be, and he shall rule over you. So let's just see what rule. Have dominion, to reign. Doesn't look good for
So
the
by the way, this is the word where proverb comes from, which I think is one of the most profound things. Mashal is like a proverb.
a proverb.
Yeah. You know how Yahushua spoke to the people in Proverbs, right?
Right,
Well,
right.
so the Hebrew word for Proverbs, this is the root word of that, to rule, have dominion, reign. So we talked about how valuable it is to sing the Psalms, and then we're wanting to have Yahuwah reign over us. Well, this is what the Proverbs, the root word is for Proverbs, mashal.
Well, here's dominion, gain control, govern, charge, have authority, master, obtain dominion, obtain dominion.
So is that
What
a covering?
really going to rule? What does that mean? Like the woman is really going to rule, rulers, ruling, welded.
Well, this was
Really
the man,
going
right?
to
This is what
rule.
it said about the man. He will rule over you,
Yeah.
or he will have charge over you, or have authority over you.
Let's go back and see, make sure.
Kind of shoots feminism in the foot.
Yeah.
Big time.
Because it is so anti.
Greatly, I'm gonna multiply your sorrow. You shall bring your desire shall be, and he shall rule. He shall rule over you. So he's talking about Adam ruling over Eve. And there
So
it
is
is.
that a headship?
Yeah,
What's that word? What's that word mean, Terry?
mashal.
Michelle, it's like have dominion,
Covenant.
rulership, not rulership, dominion. I just had it
You
back
can go
there.
back to it. Yeah. Genesis 3:16.
Okay. So to the woman, he said, greatly I will multiply your sorrow and your conception in pain. Spring forth children, for your husband shall desire your desire, and he shall rule. So you want to know what this means right here? Shall rule.
Please.
Shall rule is to have dominion and reign. Reign and had charge, have authority, govern, gain control,
Can we look at
gain control.
the down lower at the what do they call it? Historic word or
Down here,
yeah, the
primitive.
primitive. There we go. Primitive root to rule. I don't have
Have
any club
dominion.
car washes near me. Do any of y'all? Just kidding. Okay.
Of heavenly bodies, huh?
Heavenly bodies for rule. So that's your covering.
Mm-hmm.
Reign.
Reign.
Carrie, can we please go lower where it was showing us the primitive root?
Oh, I'm sorry.
All of that. There we go. Have, make to have dominion, governor, indeed, reign, bear, cause to have rule or ruling or ruler, have power. That mantle is on him.
Yes.
That mantle is on him.
It sort of goes, what will just come into my head then. You know, when the father has, I'm talking about the father of a household, has the last say if he hears his daughter make a vow.
Yes.
That's the same. Is that the same sort of thing that they're talking about to rule over?
I believe it is. I think that's like a casebook example.
Yeah.
That's a very specific assignment of that the father gives to protect that child in his home, the daughter, the unmarried daughter,
Yes.
until she
So
marries,
it's not the,
So
transfers to
you
her
could say
husband.
he has the last word. You could say he has the last word.
yes.
You know, that's really hard if you're dealing with a man who is not Yahuwah, who doesn't
But this is the
study.
Hebrew. This is the Hebrew, Terry, not our way of thinking now. We've got to get rid of the Greek mindset of it. Back then, to have a covering, like look at the woman at the well. She was a very pious woman. She wasn't some floozy from down the street. She was a pious woman, but she had lost her. My understanding of it, there was a covering that that her husband had taken away from her.
Mm.
If you do a study on that,
On the
it's just not,
Samaritan woman,
yes, yes,
yeah,
on her
her husband had taken away her
covering.
mantle, like a mantle.
Hmm.
Mm.
I'd have
Okay,
to get my
y'all.
paperwork out, but I can't.
Colossians. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, sis. You go, you go.
Oh no, I was just gonna just say something in summary. What? Go ahead.
I just can't find my paperwork at the moment on that. Mhm.
So
Yeah.
wives, be subjected to your husbands as that is right in the Mashiach. Husbands, love your wives and not be with you bitter toward them. Be you bitter toward them.
That's a command,
Yeah.
by the way.
You know, there's got to be a reason why he placed that about wives first instead of saying husbands love your wives first. I would have thought that that would have been first. And then underneath that about the woman, submit yourself to your husband. But it's not for a reason, some reason.
I mean, we're all going to stand before the Father, and here's what the wives are told to do of the things that we're expected of us. Wives are expected to be subjected to their husbands because it's right
Yeah.
to do so. And then
Well,
husband
isn't it?
will stand before Yahuwah. Did you love your wife? Were you bitter with her? Toward her? Wow, bitter toward her.
You know, there must have been a lot of bitter wives because when you remember that in the scripture where it talks about the dripping of a nagging woman. You remember that? That's the dripping voice of
Better
a
to live in
nagging.
better to live
It's,
on a roof than
it's
in
better
a
to
house
live in
on a roof.
somewhere else than to be the dripping of a nagging woman.
Did anybody ever see that? It was a meme and it showed somebody sleeping on the top of a door. And then it had that scripture underneath it. It was so funny. Like they had the pillow and they were
Find it
sleeping
first,
actually on the top of the door.
Well,
Trying to
there's
get
probably
away
a
from the
couple of men.
nagging.
That would be funny. That'd be good. Well, yeah, we didn't get through Colossians, but
Did we get through?
we got to Colossians 4, so we'll have that next
Perfect.
spot.
That's perfect.
Is that good, everybody?
Yeah, can we just
I'm
read
fine.
we'll just finish up with reading the last couple of verses of 3. And I'm
Didn't
over
we
in
finish
Genesis.
it?
Yeah, I know. I just want to just kind of
In Genesis?
no. Over in Deuteronomy, I mean sorry, Colossians. Just as it reads, you know, easy for us in English. I'll just finish it up here. And whatever you do, do it heartily as to the Adon and not to men, knowing that from the Adon you shall receive the reward of the inheritance. It is the Adon Mashiach you serve. So he tells us to serve our husbands. And then it says, it is the Adon Mashiach you serve. Maybe that's the point,
Hallelujah.
right?
So may it be.
But he who does wrong shall be repaid for the wrong which he has done, and there is no partiality. I think I'm knowing that from the Adon you shall receive the reward of the inheritance. It is the Adon Mashiach you serve. But he who does wrong shall be repaid for the wrong which he has done, and there is no partiality. No, and that's
Before we fi-
accepting of faces. That's
so
what partiality means. Isn't that amazing? Accepting somebody's face in partiality.
yeah.
Would you say
Yeah.
too?
And if you go back to the verses beforehand, it's saying put up all that old stuff. Whether you're man or woman, husband or wife, and serve the Father through Yahushua.
Just serve, right? Serve. He wants us to
Yeah.
have servant's heart and serve as unto him. It's like, well, it's not my friend, it's not my sister, it's not my husband. I'm serving Yahuwah and Yahushua in everything I
And
do.
in the beginning of this passage, there is neither Jew nor Greek. Is that in this passage?
Yeah, it was here. It was here.
Yeah. Wow.
It's an awesome chapter, y'all. I mean, there's just an awesome book, Colossians. Got a whole new love for Colossians.
Remember the chosen ones, Gimel Bet Aleph. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. That's us,
awesome.
y'all. Remember that. The chosen
First
ones.
five Aleph I will remember.
Yep. The chosen, right here. The chosen ones. Gavaya.
Yeah,
The chosen ones.
sisters, great study.
That
Thank
would
you
make
for
us,
this.
it also said elect. So, you know, the verse, it says, if possible, even my most elect would be deceived. So here we go. Who are the elect? The chosen ones. The chosen ones are the elect ones.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, they're not a
Carved in the palm of
subcategory.
his hand.
Huh?
The ones that he has carved in the palm of his hand.
Yes, yes. The one who has pulled us here today. Him.
Praise you, Father. Praise you. Thank
Yes.
you.
Praise you. Wonderful, wonderful study.
Look at, let me just say one more thing. Look at that word compassion about 3 lines below Colossians 3:12. It's got the word ruach in it
Yeah,
with a pay on the end,
yeah,
like the mouth of the ruach.
yeah. The mouth of the
really
Ruach and
cool.
compassion,
Yeah.
compassion, compassion. Yep. Forgive, tenderness, loving kindness, tenderness. Sometimes this world can beat you down so bad, it's hard to remember tenderness.
Isn't there a
Hallelujah.
scripture that says that when I return, will I find any emuna,
Mhm.
love?
Mm. Truth, admit. Mm. Okay, I can pray us out. Pray
That would
us
be
out.
lovely, Terry. Thank you.
Yes,
Okay.
please, sister.
Okay. Father, how good it has been. You are so incredible. You're so awesome. And we do praise you. We adore you. We praise you. We worship you. We sing, we read your word. We can't believe how incredible it is that you chose us. You chose us to know your word. You picked us. We are your elect. You say that. And as Teza said, we're written, we're engraved. No one can ever mistranslate our name. Our name is in your right hand forever, and you're seated at the right hand of the Father. Father, hide us in you. Hide us in you. Call to our mind these things that we need to kill in ourselves. So there's room for all the other good things. Clear our runway, Father. Cause us, give us hearts of tenderness and compassion and love for our neighbor. And Father, just let them give us opportunities to share your goodness and just a kind word, or just put someone in our path this week that we get to share about or talk about, or like, you're just not going to believe what happened. But Father, this word that you've given us from Colossians has just moved me so much. I believe it's moved all of us so much. Father, what you did for us, you took my bill, you took all of our bills of sin, and you took them in your hand, and you nailed the nail in while you're holding my bill right there. You did that for me. You did that for us. You did that in your essential self, your miltha, that we don't even have a definition for. But you are the covenant, you are the Aleph, you are the Taw, you are the everything. So I ask that you just go with us this day, bring us back next Shabbat to just feast more and finish this on Colossians, and bring nuggets to our mind this week, and just expand them and call us to your word. And I just ask that you put a special barakah over all of our class, especially the ones who are here today. and that you just fill us up with what we've learned, and let us not forget it, Father. Let us be about your business and not forget, and to remember who we are for such a time as this, who we are. I ask that you give Darla a wonderful time with her sister, and that she gets her water turned on, and be with just each one of us. You know our needs, Father. And I ask these things in the name of your beautiful Messiah, Son, Yahushua. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much.
So
dear.
may it be. May it be.
I want to say one more thing.
Beautiful prayer, Sister Toda.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful.
I want to say one more thing here. You see the word you've got here, ruach fa. So the rachaf is the root word, tenderness, loving kindness, and then mercy, which is about in the middle of the first section in the blue there. That's resh chet mem, where this is resh chet pei. So the first square above, there you go. Resh chet mem is mercy. Resh chet pei is tenderness, loving kindness. And the ruach is like kind of between that. The resh chet, it's like a root word of ruach. That's pretty
Ah,
cool.
That's very cool.
All right, sisters,
It's all cool.
coming today.
Okay,
brother.
we will go Colossians 4 next week.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Awesome.
Let's do it. Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
Yom Kippur as well. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for
Hallelujah.
Yahuwah be with
Okay.
you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
shalom, brother. Shalom,
Shalom.
sisters.
Shalom, brothers, sisters.
Shalom, sisters.
Shalom.
Shalom, brother.